You have to tell me whether my shirt's. Good evening, all, and welcome. Big thumbs up to start Wednesday night's quiz. Good evening, all, and welcome. I hope you've all had a lovely day today. It's been absolutely glorious, the weather, certainly in rugby, and I expect for the rest of the majority of you in the UK anyway. I don't know how the weather's been out in the States or in Canada, I have to say, but we'll worry about them later when they log in or don't, as the case may be. But I don't know what everybody's been up to today. I've done a few things today, mostly to do with the house. A lot of swearing, a lot of climbing, and a few things. But right, Michelle's just signed in. We've got Tina and Martin and Tina have signed in. Michelle Gibbons has just signed in. Evening to you. Mike Yates has just signed in. Evening to you, Mike. Let's see how we fare tonight. We have got Don Cusotti have signed in. Now we're all in trouble. So we've got Anthony and the gang signing in from London and Manchester, I trust. Dave Perry, evening all. Evening, David. Nice to see you're online again tonight. I hope you've all got your beer and crisps to hand. And hope you're all getting a decent stream tonight. I've got my fastest connection. So hopefully, well, getting a good 70-odd megabits this evening on my connection. So hopefully it should be a good feed for you. Right, so make sure you've got your beer and your crisps to hand. Tonight is much the same as usual, 6 rounds of general trivia. Starting with the first round, as always, I use the initials of the day and the numbers and letters. So just to remind you, the first round tonight is entitled Wednesday the 20th. Wednesday the 20th. That gives you a possible 13 answers if you're lucky. Good evening, Richard. Good evening, Steve. Good evening, Mark from over in Norwich. Hope all is well with you. Wolf Brewery's grannies wouldn't like it at 4.8%. I went to the Wolf Brewery a few years back. Lovely brewery. Andrew Lewis and the gang have just signed in from Yelvertoft. So nice to see you, Andrew. Nice to see you. And it was nice to see you the other day as we cycled past and had a quick chat. Let's see whether you can beat Martin and Tina tonight. A big rivalry there. There's 4 of them in the same team. 2 of them are doing it from Dunchurch and 2 of them from Yelvertoft, but they are in direct competition tonight. So let's see who's the winner tonight. I was going to ask Mark Ganderton, you were getting your Boris box the other day. Did he supply some Wolf Brewery beer in your Boris box, or didn't you get such things? Evening, Ian Miller. Nice to see you. Evening, Hillary. Nice to see you. Have you got the gang with you? Is that the Jackson 5? No, it'd be the Jackson 6. Sorry. We've got Carol Home Alone 6 are here from Rugby Creek and Oakham. Wow. Great to see you all online. Harry Cage is just in. How's my pelmet? Well, Harry, I didn't really pull it up very well, to be fair. I had to take it back down again. I got it at a bit of an angle, but wow. You know when things don't look right? Well, it didn't look right after I put it up, so I had to take it back down again. So it was right pain in the arse, personally, but never mind. Yes, the wife and my daughter are on mojitos tonight. They've got a great big jug there full of rum and various bits and bobs that they've been making this afternoon. It's nice and cool in my house as I've just had my air conditioning running for the last hour or so. However, I have now switched it off because the sun's gone in and we can't waste electricity, of course, but never mind. So Ian Miller's drinking Eagle's sticky toffee pudding beer. That sounds delicious. 5%. I'm not sure a sticky toffee pudding beer on a roasting up night sounds the best thing, but never mind. We've got Karen's just signed in for them. Blackpool gang, so Gary and Carrie. Sorry, get that right in a minute. Gary and Karen have just signed in from Blackpool. Lovely to see you. Mick and Bev Roberts have just signed in, again from Dunchurch or near Dunchurch, so welcome to them. Chris Meads has just signed. Good evening to you, Chris. I don't know what your team's going to be called tonight. Something to do with Matron's Honour or something? I don't know. Brian Hughes, how do you sign in? That's a good question. Well, Bryn, sorry. Well, you must have signed in, otherwise you won't be chatting. Now, that sounds quite interesting. You should be able to get a live feed, which is just a picture of me waffling on for the next few minutes until, of course, I start the quiz. in about 10 minutes' time. You're sporting a very shiny nose tonight. Yes, Carol, I've just had a shower tonight, and as I came out of the shower, I decided to give myself a very nice, gentleman's, whatever they call it, a lathering of cream, because my skin's, I have very delicate skin, I'm sure you know, or don't want to know that, but I do have very delicate skin, and I've been in the sun a little bit today, so I was making sure that, yes, it does look a bit Rudolph-like, I suppose. Thank you for that. Never mind. I'll see whether I can, is any angle better than the other? No, they all look as bad. Never mind. Of course, I have got bright lights shining on me. It's studio lighting, here. I was going to actually do an outside broadcast tonight from my marvellous garden. Unfortunately, the lead that Martin supplied with me, I'd asked him for a 7-metre lead, isn't quite big enough to go into my garden. So, Martin, maybe we can make a 12-metre lead instead if you've got any spare cable. No, I'm not holding you to that. This one's fine. So, right, as I mentioned earlier, tonight's quiz will start round 1 with Wednesday the 20th. So I need you to write down the letters Wednesday, followed by 20, followed by which is a T and an H. So Wednesday the 20th, top to bottom. Good evening, Jackie Skips just signed in. Evening to you. And she's put hi to everybody. So everybody keep saying hi to everybody on chat. I don't know what you've all been up to today. As I said, we've been out in glorious sunshine today. I've been trying to sort out some fascia boards for my house. The wife has never been happy with my metal fascia boards, which were put up about 5 years ago. So I've had to go over them and put some new ones up. Good evening, Matthew, with PRS. I can't believe that. Blimey, now we're in trouble. Evening, Matthew. Lovely to see you online. I hope all is well with you and your family. Are you and the wife doing it, or have we got Robin as well, or is he there? He won't do it. Blimey, we've got the famous 5 logged in as well. Evening, John O'Rourke. How are you and the family all doing? Is it a full team tonight, John, or is it just you and the better half tonight? Oh, it's great to see so many good teams. I think we're in for a good competition as always tonight. Rich Butler, hi, Matthew and Claire. Yes, Matthew and Claire. We'll wait to see who's here there. I'm not sure who it is, but don't know. Yes, John's got a full team, right. That's going to be some going then tonight. So we've got John O'Rourke, the famous 5 with a full team. We've got Carol Jackson and the 6 alone at home. I don't know why you didn't call yourself the Jackson 5 or the Jackson 6, but never mind. Could have been. That could be the... never mind. Oh, we've got Pick and Mix have just signed in as well. So numbers are climbing. We have just 5-6 minutes before we start the quiz. Again, round number 1 basically tonight is Wednesday, entitled Wednesday the 20th. Now, I will quickly go through the rounds for you. If I can scroll my screen and keep looking at you at the same time. So round number 1, as I mentioned, was Wednesday the 20th. Round number 2 is a connections round. 9 general knowledge questions plus a final question asking for a connection between the previous 9 answers. Most teams that do my quizzes know exactly how a connections round works. It's very popular in most quiz fraternities. Question number 3, or round number 3, sorry, is an initial letter link. Again, 9 general knowledge questions, where question number 10 basically is you take the first letters of each of the previous 9 answers and rearrange them to spell a particular word. So that's an initial letter link. That's round number 3. Round number 4 tonight is entitled Travel. I thought we'd put something about travellers. None of us are allowed to travel at the moment. So things from around the world. We'll see how you fare with that, the travel round. Round number 5 tonight, the last 3 letters of answer 1 are the first 3 letters of answer 2, and so on. So basically, it's a pretty straightforward round, that. The last 3 letters of answer 1 are the first 3 letters of answer 2, and the last 3 letters of answer 2 are the first 3 letters of answer number 3, all the way to number 10. Now, that doesn't go round like a trivia trail, unfortunately, but never mind. And finally, round number 6 is just a general trivia round, where there are 10 diabolically devious questions for all those that haven't had enough quizzing all night long, but never mind. We'll see how you go. Right, we've got Stuart Colwell has just signed in, as have the Farmers. So we've got, so PRS is a full team. Of course it is, yes. Sif's been doing the quiz under the, what's his pseudonym? He's been playing the quiz. No. What's he been called? Some girl's name, Leslie somebody, hasn't he? No, he isn't. Oh, is it? Oh, right, okay. Oh, I didn't realise that. Well, there we are. Leslie Barrett, yes. So we've got Stephen Helen Valentine have just signed in, as has Marion from Shrewsbury. Lovely to see you. How are things with you? Who's this? Check out your April account activity. Blah, blah, blah. PayPal things just popped up. So, hi to Marion. Hi to Richard Popton. Hi, Stu and team. See how they're doing. Ian sent a photo. Now, what beer are you on tonight, Ian? I saw you sent a photo the other night, and I didn't quite figure out where it was something with it, but I couldn't really see it because I can't watch that at the same time. We've got the Quizzy Rascals have signed in. Now, the Quizzy Rascals have won my Wednesday night quiz more than any other team as we stand, although it's very tight at the top there. So you'll all do well to beat Quizzy Rascals. Marion is fine from Shrewsbury. I hope the weather's been good there. I don't know what temperature it reached here, but it must have been about 27 degrees in my in this room this afternoon. But having put the aircon on just to take the heat of the day out, that's what we needed to do. So I sat in here writing my quiz this afternoon. I didn't even start the quiz until 4 o'clock this afternoon, so it was a bit of a deadline today. So if all goes Pete Tong, you'll know why, but never mind, could be worse. Right, we've got 3 minutes to go. We're just waiting for a few more teams to get themselves signed in. Do get your beers ready, and very warm here too. Had a walk. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's what it was. I never actually got out today. I was going to go out on the bike and do a quick 30 or 40 miles, but we never actually got round to it. So maybe biking day tomorrow. We'll see how we fare. Right, we've now got 78, 80 people logged in. Chris Speaks just logged in. Nice to see you, Chris. Hi, Nick. Sorry I'm late. Just back from thrashing Paul on the golf course. Paul Ridgway, I trust. Is he going to do the quiz tonight? He's been doing it along with Anthony and Trish on various nights. I don't know what they're going to do tonight's quiz. They might not be back in time, of course, if you've raced back, because they've got to get all the way back to Welton. Right, Ian Miller, what's he drinking? He's drinking spiced Bacardi and Coke on Sunday. On Sunday, Nick pint off. Oh, Graham, whatever that means. Yeah. Oh, right, no, that's fine. The Giffords have just signed in. So nice to the Giffords from Cambridge. Graham Giffords just signed in. I know when my brother Steve's going to sign in from Cambridge. We will see in a minute. So Jennifer Graham. Group team tonight, Coventry better than California. Wow, that sounds good. It should be approaching 1:15 noon in California, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And the weather should be getting nice and hot there. They're lucky. Coventry better than California. What a combination that is. Oh, God blimey. Right then, tonight I decided, because it's very warm weather, to wear a very smart. I'm sporting my lemon shirt tonight. I must buy some more, but of course in this lockdown period, not been out shopping to buy any new shirts, so they keep going around in a circle. Oh, my brother Anthony's just signed in. So we've got Team Pew, we've got Aunt Deb and Tom here. Right, that sounds like a formidable trio tonight to take on. Right, we've just got a couple of minutes and then we'll crack on. Right, in fact, it is now 1:15 according to my computer. So, without further ado, let's get cracking on with this quiz. As I mentioned, the first round tonight is entitled Wednesday the 20th. So your first answer starts with the letter W. If I can get it on the screen, so I just need to split my screen. Do something else. Get rid of hide the ribbons. Show the tabs. Going from bad to word. Show tabs. Also hide. Show. What's it doing? Sorry, give me a second. I don't want to do that either. Now that'll do. Let's just get it to the top of the screen and out the way. Right. Are we ready then? Round one. Here we go. Starting with the letter W. Question number one, round number one. For those that haven't done the quiz tonight, you do mark your own scores, and at the end of each round, you just put them into the chat column on the right-hand side. As far as I know, some friends of ours down the road, the Langton Loafers, have been trying to do the quiz on a Sunday for weeks and still haven't managed to figure out how the chat works or how they get on it. But we will see. So evening, Ruth, Alex, and Leslie have all signed in now. So question one, round one, starts with the letter W for Wednesday, derived from the Latin word vespa. What type of creatures would nest in a vespary? It's a nice, easy one to get you going. Derived from the Latin word vespa. What type of creatures would nest in a vespary? Oh, it's just popped up. My channel's just gone live. In fact, it's been live for 15 minutes, a different matter. My daughter Lydia will be putting the questions up on the chat column on the right-hand side for those that don't know. So keep reading the chat and you will see the questions pop up on the right-hand side. At the end of each round, she will put all the answers up as well after I've read all the correct answers out. Not that they're always correct, but never mind. Things never get much better. Question number two, starting with the letter E, as in Wednesday. Who is credited with the invention of a vaccination for variola virus, better known as the disease smallpox? So who is credited with the invention of a vaccination for variola virus, better known as the disease smallpox? And we could have done with him around today, really, couldn't we, sorting this corona thing out? But I'm sure it'll get sorted. For any of you are new to the stream, do feel free to just subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's easy because you get warnings and notifications then of any up and coming quizzes and anything else. So you're more than welcome if you just want to subscribe to Pewee 1957. It's dead easy. You just press the button basically and you will get a notification pop up on your phone or whatever to tell you when the next quiz is on. Right, question number three starts with the letter D, as in Wednesday. Especially common in the United Kingdom, what soft carbonated drink shares a historical origin with a number of drinks originally made from lightly fermented root extracts? That's a three-word answer. So especially common in the United Kingdom, what soft carbonated drink shares a historical origin with a number of drinks originally made from lightly fermented root extracts? I'm going to start with the letter D, and it's a three-word answer I'm after. Good evening, Andrew. Nice to see you. Pick us here. Hawkins joining us soon. We've only got to question three, you will please to know. Just write down the word Wednesday, the 20th. Wednesday, the 20th. That should give you 13 possible answers, 13 questions for the first round. Right, question number four, starting with the letter N. Winning 3 Oscars. What is the surname of the most nominated male performer in the acting categories at the Oscars with a total of 12 nominations? So question four again, winning 3 Oscars. What is the surname of the most nominated male performer in the acting categories at the Oscars with a total of 12 nominations? If that makes any sense. Damn, I'm running out of beer already. I've only been going 20 minutes. Never mind. Thankfully, I've got some more, so it's not all doom and gloom. Question number 5. This is going to start with the letter E. In 2005, which ITV soap was featured on a first-class stamp to commemorate ITV's 50-year anniversary? So in 2005, which ITV soap was featured on a first-class stamp to commemorate ITV's 50-year anniversary? Well, there can't be many soaps starting with that letter. I'm sure you've all got that one. Pretty straightforward question. Question number 6 is for all you Cliff Richard fans. Released as a Christmas single back in 1990, What word precedes day to give the title of this Cliff-Richard hit, which eventually reached #1 in the UK singles charts? So, released as a Christmas single back in 1990, what word precedes day to give the title of this Cliff-Richard hit, which eventually reached #1 in the UK singles charts? Nice straightforward one there, I'm sure. Right, what else have we all done today? Anything exciting? Anybody been out painting? I know my mate Keith was painting this morning, enjoying himself out there in the lovely sun, getting black all down his neck. Question number 7. This has got to start with the letter D. What city is named after a governor of the Kansas Territory, and is nicknamed the Mile High City because its official elevation is exactly 1 mile above sea level? What? Our bank account got robbed? Dear God, Fi, don't want any of that business. £1,000? Bloody hell's bells. Oh, and I bet you couldn't get through to the bank, could you? I know what trying to get through to the bank's like. They're a pain in the arse. Question number 7. Again, what city is named after a governor of the Kansas Territory and is nicknamed the Mile High City because its official elevation is exactly 1 mile above sea level? Ooh. Total nightmare. You've got it back, thank God for that. Yeah, you'd probably be on the phone all day to the bank. I tried ringing them up the other day. Just getting through to the bank's a nightmare at the moment. Their automated service keeps putting around. Then it says, oh, now there's an hour's wait. You think, oh, God, is it worth bothering with? Right, question number 8. Better known as Bram. What is the real first name of the author of the fictional work Dracula, which was written in 1897? So, better known as Bram. What is the real first name of the author of the fictional work Dracula, which was written in 1879? So, Richard Potter, what's he been doing? I've been painting for the last 3 weeks. What does that mean? Art painting or painting something like the house or something? Oh my God, Faye, did you even have £1,000? Well, never mind, she's got £1,000 back anyway, even if she didn't have it in the first place. Sounds good to me. Question number 9. Remember, it's going to start with the letter Y. Derived from the Latin word oscito. Oscitation is the medical term for what common involuntary bodily action? If you rule out the obvious ones, think of something else. So derived from the Latin word oscito. Oscitation is the medical term for what common involuntary bodily action? Oh, well, that's a good way of getting your money back. Yeah, we didn't do the year, did we? Never mind. Right then, question number 10. This has got to start with the letter 2, as in 20. Question number 10, dead easy. On what day and what month of the year is St. George's Day held? So on what day and what month of the year is St. George's Day held? I know a woman who raised 3 kids with one hand while waiting for British grass to turn up. That sounds about right. Oh dear. Nice one, Mark. Keep them coming. Question number 11, as that was far too easy. How is the common fraction 5/8 represented as a decimal number? So how is the common fraction 5/8 represented as a decimal number? Pretty straightforward so far, I'm sure. I'm sure most people will be doing quite well on this round. I remember you playing your drum in parades for St George's. I was good on the drum. I did as well. Yep. Boys Brigade Band. What a fantastic band that was. Never mind. Question number 12. Which ancient city was located in Anatolia, part of modern-day Turkey? It was also the subject of a 2004 epic period war film starring Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom. So, which ancient city was located in Anatolia, part of modern-day Turkey? It was also the subject of a 2004 epic period war film starring Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom. Remember, that's got to start with the letter T, which kind of gives it away a bit. And finally, to end this dead easy first round, this has got to start with the letter H for hotel. What fictional animals are mentioned and only appear in Pooh and Piglet's Dreams in the 1926 Winnie the Pooh short story collection? So which fictional animals are mentioned and only appear in Pooh and Piglet's Dreams in the 2006 Winnie the Pooh short story collection? So one word answer. Right then, everybody, if you'd like to just get yourselves a drink, have a break for a minute, I'm just going to go and replenish my glass, and then I'll give you a minute and we will just go through those first 10 answers for you. Sorry, 13 answers. Right, I'm just off around getting some beer. Don't worry about it. I'll be back any second. Chat amongst yourselves. Feel free. Awesome. Have you got all your dings and dongs in hand? Oh, that's better. Right, how have we all fared after that? Are we happy with our 13 answers we should have down, or are we struggling with any? I think we'll have a few 13 out of 13s to start us off with that little lot. Thankfully not too tricky for you all. I left the devilishly devious questions for later. No, that's not quite the case, but never mind. Actually, Carol, my nose is very shiny tonight. I don't know why. Never mind. I'll have to put a sticker on it tomorrow. Oh, a manager's just saying it's too much alcohol. It can't be that, surely. Too much alcohol indeed. Hardly drink anything. Blimey, O'Reilly. Right then, here we go then. Here is the answers to round number 1. Derived from the Latin word vespa, what type of creatures would nest in a vespary? I've had the pleasure of getting rid of a few of those. That's wasps, of course. Wasps. Number 2, it was Edward Jenner who invented that vaccination. Number 3, I wanted dandelion and burdock, that soft drink made from lightly fermented root extracts. Number 4, it was Nicholson, as in Jack Nicholson, has won 3 Oscars, but was indeed the most nominated performer of all. Number 5, it was Emmerdale, it was very easy. Number 6, of course, it was Saviour's Day, that went in front of that number 1 UK hit chart single for Cliff Richard. Mile High City, of course, was Denver. Number 8, better known as Bram, his first name was actually Abraham. Abraham, well done if you worked that out, it wasn't too difficult. Derived from the Latin word oscito, oscitation is the medical or term for what common involuntary bodily action. That's yawning. Something like that. It's a bit of oscitation. Number 10, of course, is St George's Day is the 23rd of April. Number 11, how is the common fraction 5/8 represented in decimal? That's 0.625. 0.625. Which ancient city is located in Anatolia? That's Troy, that I was after. Troy, also the name of that epic period war film. And finally, number 13, starting with the letter H, Pooh and Piglet's Dreams, they dreamt of heffalumps. Heffalumps coming to take them away. Anyone else can have an involuntary yawning? Oh, I don't know. It's all a bit of fun. It's all a bit of fun, Faye. Let's take it for what it is. Right then, here we go. We've got Leslie Barrett with the 13. We've got Don Quixote with the 13. We've got Marion with the 13. We've got Michelle with the 13. Angie Pugh, yes. We've got Stuart Colwell with 11. Andrew Picker with the 13. We've got Sarah with the 12. We've got Chris Speak with the 13. We've got the famous 5 with the 12. We've got the Greys, Ruth Foster with 13. Ian Miller with 11. We've got Carol Jackson. That was hard. Home Alone 6, 11 and a half. Roger Griffiths with 11, Mick Roberts with 11, Richard Potter with the 12, Jackie Skip, the Booby Prize Girls with 11. We've got Karen Pennington on 11. We've got Mike Yates on a 9, Graham Gifford with 11. Oh, we got Foxy Foot on a... Oh, God, gone off the screen again, sorry. Where are we? We got Foxy Foot with... Keeps moving. Come back, damn thing. Never mind. Let me go. Graham Griffith, Foxy Foot with the 10, Andrew Lewis with the 13, very good score. Martin Davis, a dismal 11, Martin. Just ahead of you with Andrew with 13 there. Steve Farnham with a 12. PRS with a 12. Helen and Steve Valentine with a 10. We've got Harry Cage, Julie and Ian and Harry on 12. Very good. Alex, very poor showing there, you're saying, with a 9. Got Jennifer Graham with a big fat 13. Very good. Anthony Pugh with an 11. Tell me you got the heffalumps, Anthony. I'm sure you would have done. Brian Farmer, wow, they got 13. Young as old. We got Nicky Bowers with a 10. We've got Paula Lewis with the Quizzy Rascals with a 13. Jackie Skip, Booby Prize Girls with an 11. Mark Gamilton with a 10. Pick a Mix with a 13. And we got anybody else down here? We got Matron's Boys with a 12. Not a yawn at you, Nick. I mentioned the word yawn as you may mention the word sets me off yawning. Sets me yawning as well. It's surprising. I don't know whether it's it might be catching yawning. You know, one person yawns. Is it? I didn't realise it was catching amongst people. One person. What, yawning? Is yawning actually contagious? Do we know this? I mean, if one person yawns, do we all start yawning? Or I didn't know that. Well, there we have it. Live or Let Die. That's a good team name. Live or Let Die are on 12. Not too old so far, Keith. I hope not too many saga questions for you there. Group behaviour. Yes, it is. Yes, it's contagious. How have we learnt this? Is this one of Professor What's-His-Face's? Well, clearly I should know it, but I don't. So if I started meditating, would you all fall asleep then? Well, or is it just yawning that's contagious? Okay, with some great scores in there. What are you drinking, Nick? I'm on the new Atomic Lockdown. This is Mark II version of the same thing. It will be available to all those people that have ordered it this Friday. We've got a record number of people who order our beer this week, so hope you'll all be sober enough by the weekend. We'll see how you get on. Right, general knowledge. Oh, right. Okay. Round number 2 then is a connections round. Connections round. I ask you 9 questions. They're all general knowledge, plus a final question asking for a connection between the previous 9 answers. Now, as with all connections round, if you can work it out early, it gives you a great advantage in this round. PRS was especially good at this, I remember, as were the famous 5. They were always very good at this. So all you need to do is to work out the connection between the answers, and that will help you with all of them. So question number 1. Nice easy one. By what name is the part of a car normally known in the United Kingdom that would be called a trunk in the USA? So by what name is the part of a car normally known in the United Kingdom that would be called a trunk in the USA? Can I have some atomic cider, please? I had looked some time ago, Harry, at trying to buy some apple juice, unfermented, a ton of it or something, in one of those big plastic things, and then fermenting it and making our own cider. It's just getting hold of the apple juice that's the problem. Well, obviously we could get the apples and squash them ourselves, but we don't live in an apple producing area, really, do we? We'd have to drive all the way down to Worcester or some godforsaken place like that. I mean, no, where is it? Hereford, isn't it? Apple producing country, not Worcester, sorry. Right, question number 2. In netball, what 2-letter abbreviation appears on the bib of a player who is allowed in the centre and the attacking third, including the goal circle. So in netball, what two-letter abbreviation appears on the bib of a player who is allowed in the centre and the attacking third, including the goal circle? So I'm just after the two-letter initials. I do remember there's a link. Anybody that's worked the link out so far is doing quite well. Right, question number 3. A little bit of Greek mythology. Keith, I love this. Probably a bit too old, a bit too saga-y, this question, but never mind. In Greek mythology, what was the name of the ship on which Jason sailed to retrieve the Golden Fleece? So in Greek mythology, what was the name of the ship on which Jason sailed to retrieve the Golden Fleece? There used to be a constellation called this until it was split into 4, just for your information. In the southern hemisphere, you'll be pleased to know, never in the northern hemisphere. So in Greek mythology, what was the name of the ship on which Jason sailed to retrieve the Golden Fleece? Just a one-word answer, obviously. What? Who's put what? Does it look odd? Ooh, he's probably wrong then. Sorry, I'm listening to my wife's banter in the background. She's got a message of somebody and she thinks it's wrong. Probably is wrong then, Ant. Question number 4. What colour features in the titles of #1 hit singles by Michael Jackson, All Saints and Little Mix? So what colour features in the titles of #1 hit singles by Michael Jackson, All Saints and Little Mix? What are you doing? Sticking a fan on? I'll put the aircon back on. Do mojitos make you hot? Apparently yawning makes other people yawn, but do mojitos make you hot? This is another question I'm just going to ask. Put it out to the audience, see whether anybody knows. Question number 5. What unit of energy is defined as the amount of energy required to exert a force of 1 Newton for a distance of 1 meter? So what unit of energy is defined as the amount of energy required to exert a force of 1 Newton for a distance of 1 meter? Yes, I had a bit of a disaster putting these fascia boards up today anyway. I had 2 fascia boards arrive to cover my metal panels up and on the house, and I put one up beautifully, measured everything perfectly, and it went up a treat. The other one went up, unfortunately I got it at some strange angle, and it had got nails that wouldn't come out, because they're these special nails which have got special bits in them to stop them coming out, barbs on them. So of course trying to get them off a plastic board was almost impossible. Never mind, we bodged it as usual. Question number 6. Singer Tina Turner first rose to fame as part of a duo with her husband. By what 3-letter name was her husband known in this duo? So singer Tina Turner first rose to fame as part of a duo with her husband. By what 3-letter name was her husband known in this duo? Now, do remember we're looking for a connection between the previous answers. Bit of a devious connection, I'm sure, but once you've got it, you'll see. Do keep keep looking at all your answers and see whether there's some kind of connection between them. May well help you alter your answers that you've got wrong or correct the ones that you were going to put right. But we will see. Question number 7. Or they're called shanked nails, are they? Well, they're shank nails, but they've got a plastic cap on the top, so you bash them with a plastic, which is pretty good. So it comes out the same colour, and they're like got little caps on. Anyway, question number 7. What 5-letter word can go after day, pipe, and American to give 3 common words or phrases? So what 5-letter word can go after day, pipe, and American to give 3 common words or phrases? Pretty straightforward, that one. Keep looking at your answers. See whether there's anything there that maybe makes a connection between the previous answers. And if you haven't got it yet, question number 8 will help. In the board game Cluedo, what is the surname of the suspect represented by the blue playing piece? So in the board game Cluedo, what is the surname of the suspect represented by a blue playing piece? At least they haven't changed their name. Keep on changing names and things to refresh the game, apparently. You've never played it, Leslie? It's time you did. For those that are interested. Oh no, I better not say what game. Oh no, I did say the game of Cluedo. Yeah, I was reading up about Cluedo the other day. Apparently it had 11 rooms to start with, including the cellar and one other, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was. So if anybody else can remember what the other name of the other room that never got to actually go on the board was called, because of course everybody knows there's 9, but originally there were 11 apparently. That was the original concept, one of which was the cellar, but I can't remember what the other one was. So somebody bright enough out there is going to remind me any second. Question number 9. The name of the singer, Ruby Murray, is used in Cockney rhyming slang to refer to what type of food dish? The gun room, that's right. Well done, John. Well done, Ruth. Very, very good. And I'd forgotten that since Sunday. I was only looking at that on Sunday. The gun room in the cellar. Well done. Question number 9 again. The name of the singer, Ruby Murray, is used in Cockney rhyming slang to refer to what type of food dish? What type of food dish? And finally, of course, question number 10. What is the connection between the previous 9 answers? So what is the connection between the previous 9 answers? Well, hopefully you've got a connection. Just look at all your answers. If you're not sure of one, leave that to one side and just look at the others. Concentrate. See what connects them, and then see whether there's some other alternative you can put in to correct the answer you might have got wrong. Not an easy round connections, but once you've got one, you can generally do it all right. Doing a connections round last night, we got the connection. I still managed to get one of the bloody answers wrong. What was that one got wrong last night? I can't remember. It was in the connections round. We thought, what the hell was that? Oh, it was pot, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. Pot pie. How many people have heard of pot pie, for heaven's sake? I've never heard of pot pie, but anyway. I've heard of Pol Pot, but not pot pie. Right then, I'll give you a minute, and then we will just tot up and see how you fared after those 10 questions. Do we need any more time, or are we happy to carry on, or do people need a little bit more time? Number 5 again, please. Number 5, Matthew, I'll repeat it. It is in the chat column on the right-hand side, by the way. What unit of energy is defined as the amount of energy required to exert a force of 1 Newton for a distance of 1 metre? Oh, yeah, hash for corned beef hash. Yeah, we put hash down. That's it. Not pot pie. Hash sounded far more like it, didn't it? Well done, Michelle. Great minds think alike, you see, that's what it is. Pot pie. Good. I don't know where he got that one from. I think it's Americanism or something. Right then, here we go. Here are the answers to round number 2. We start off by what name is part of the car known that we'd be called a trunk in the USA. Up towards is the boot. Number 2, in netball, what 2-letter abbreviation appears on the bib of a player who is allowed in the centre and the attacking third? It's called GA, which stands as goal attack. GA, the 2 letters. Number 3, in Greek mythology, it was the Argo was the name of the ship. Argo. Yeah, as I said, it was a constellation, but they then split it up because it was too big, apparently. Number 4, what colour features in the titles and #1 hits by Michael Jackson, All Saints and Little Mix? That's black, as in black or white, black coffee and black magic. So well done if you got that. Number 4, the unit of energy, defined as the amount of energy required to exert a force of 1 newton at a distance of 1 metre, is the joule. Number 6, I was after Ike. It was Ike and Tina Turner. Ike and Tina Turner. Number 7, the word that can go before, what 5-letter word can go after, day, pipe in American. That's dream, daydream, pipe dream, and American dream. Number 7, in ball game Cluedo, what's the surname of the suspect represented by the blue playing piece? That's Mrs. Peacock. Number 9, of course, Ruby Murray is better known as a Curry. And for all you who got the connections, basically they're all shops and they have the last letter missing. So boot becomes boots, GA becomes gap, Argo becomes Argos, black becomes black, jewel becomes Jules, Ike becomes IKEA, dream becomes dreams, peacock becomes peacocks, and curry becomes curries. So very well done if you got that. Right, let's have some scores in. We've got Ruth, Spoon and Fish and the Greys on a fantastic 23 points. Stuart Colwell, 21. We've got Sarah on 22 points. Sarah and the gang. Carol Jackson Home Alone, 6 on 21.5 points. Andrew Picker doing very well on 23 points. Leslie Parrott, 18, utter rubbish. You need to just know your playing pieces, I suppose, in the game of Cluedo. Michelle Gibbons, 23. We've got Marion on 23. Mike Yates on 18. Don Quixote, 23. Footy Fox, 86 on 19. Famous Fiver on 22. Graham Gifford, 21. Roger Griffiths on 19. PRS on 21. We've got Chris Beak, 22. We've got Ian Miller on 21. We've got, no, where's he got to? Wait a minute, you're quite right. Black is strictly not a colour, as nor is white, actually. Neither of those could be defined as a colour. Richard Potter on 22, Andrew Lewis on 21, Steve Farmer on 21, Anthony Pugh on 21, Mark Garrington on 18, Helen and Steve on 18, Mick Roberts on 18, Karen Pennington couldn't get the connection. What a shame. Never mind. 19 points. Martin Davis on 21. That's a bit better. Where is Martin Davis? Brian Farmer on 22, Nick Bowes on 17, Quizzy Rascals on 22, Harry Cage, Harry Julian and Ian on 21. We've got Live or Let Die, that's a great name for a team, on 21. Jackie Skip on 20. Alex Brown on 16. We got Pick a Mix on 21. And we've got Jen Paulson on 18. And Chris Meads and Matrons Boyd's on 22 points. There's not a lot between everybody at the moment. It's all very close. How many of you managed to get the connection there? I presume most of you got it. There was 1 or 2 teams failed, but yes, just by adding the letter S goes in the name of the shops. Although I've never really heard of Jules, but presumably you. What's Jules, Ange? Designer, is it? Probably why I don't understand. That's why I've never heard of Jules, because it's designer apart. I didn't say it wasn't Kansas. Read the question again. It was a guy that came from Kansas. Right then, round number 3 is an initial letter link. We've all done this before. Basically 10 general knowledge questions where the answer to the final question can be spelt out by rearranging the first letters of the first words in the first 9 answers. So you just take the letters as you go. All right, but just answer the first 9 questions and then you'll be able to figure out question number 10 quite easily. So here we go. Question number 1. In the Disney film Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, who is the only dwarf to have a name that isn't an adjective? Now, that's interesting. I've never heard that one before. So in the Disney film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, who is the only dwarf to have a name that isn't an adjective, apparently? I haven't written them down to check that, but never mind. I trust that's the right answer. What's that? I was just making up as I go along. I remember you playing your drum in parades for. Oh, wouldn't it? We're back to that. Oh no, I'm sorry. Much further. How does it work? How does what work? Oh, Matthew, stop being silly. I know what you're like for winding everybody up. How does this work? Oh yes, keep your own score, Matt. Don't worry. And we'll see who the winners are. Just keep adding your score each round. And obviously the team with the highest score at the end is probably the winners. So question number 2. Sure, we've had this before. Owned by Chaz and Charity Dingle, which TV soap opera features the pub called the Woolpack? Dead easy. For all you soap lovers, and I don't love soaps. So owned by Chaz and Charity Dingle, which TV soap opera features the pub called the Woolpack? Beer's going down well tonight. The wife tried killing me before tea. Well, no, at tea, actually. We had, what was it called? Thai red curry. And we sat outside, very nice. She said, that's yours. And that's mine, she said. I sat down, and first, I started hiccuping after the first mouthful. God almighty, it nearly blew my socks off. But never mind. She was quite happy. She hadn't put the red chilies on her plate. It just stuck them on my plate. Never mind. Question number 3. I'll be ready. Also the name of the jazz singer who she was based on. What is Miss Piggy's surname? So also the surname of the jazz singer who she was based on. What is Miss Piggy's surname? It's a shame my quiz team aren't, well, one of my quiz team, it's their surname, but they're not doing the quiz tonight, so never mind. Remember, it's the first letter of each of these answers that I will need you to rearrange at the end. So just write the first letter down in a column on their own. You don't have to, but it's up to you. If you're organised, you'll do that. Question number 4. Now, this is a tricky one. Featuring 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and blue, plus its coat of arms in the middle, which European country's flag is made up of the most colours? I think you football fans might know that one. So featuring 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and blue, plus its coat of arms in the middle, which European country's flag is made up of the most colours? So I'm going to put South Africa down, the standard quiz answer. Now, do remember, again, we need to take the first letter of each of those answers, put it to one side. Question number 5. How many letters does a contestant choose in a standard letters round on the TV show Countdown? So how many letters does a contestant choose in a standard letters round on the TV show Countdown? That's pretty straightforward. Whatever you think of, stick it straight down. Don't dither. Oh dear, question number 6 is another letter one as well. This one's a bit of a wild hope, but you might be able to work this one out. Well, you will be able to work this one out. Question number 6, you might need a bit of paper to just write a few of these down. What letter ends more words in the NATO phonetic alphabet than any other? So what letter ends more words in the NATO phonetic alphabet than any other? Get yourself a piece of paper, write a few down, and then come to a conclusion at the end. Now, the thing is it going to be as hot and sunny tomorrow? How many? 22. So that's quite a bit further down. Mind you, that's still very pleasant. What is it in my room here? It's 25 in here at the moment. Yeah. 25 degrees. It's too hot. Question number 7. Listen carefully. There's a big clue in this one. Abyssinian wire-haired triple hound is the breed of which fictional dog who made his first appearance in the Beano in 1968? So Abyssinian wire-haired triple hound is the breed of which fictional dog who made his first appearance in the Beano in 1968? It is the dog's name I want. Dog's name. Does it? Where's that? Oh, so it does. Well, that probably means it's tripe then. It's probably me. Oh, yes. No, that makes more sense, actually, man. I haven't read the question properly. Never mind. I was also very poor at reading generally, but never mind. So, wait a minute. I'll say it once more. Abyssinian wide-haired tripe hound. That's more like it, isn't it? Is a breed of which fictional dog whose name, who made his first appearance in the Beano in 1968? Well spotted. I was waiting for somebody to come up with that one. Oh, God blimey. I tried that. What? No. Wife thinks I'm farting, but I'm not. Just adjusting myself. My position, that is. I'm not adjusting anything that I shouldn't be. My hands are here. Question number 8. Transylvania is a historical region that is now part of which European country? So Transylvania is a historical region that is now part of which European country? It wasn't such a good country when I went there years ago. Oh, yes. Well, I've never actually been to Transylvania, obviously. How are we all getting on? What's on your shirt, Nick? Is it pineapples? No, they're lemons. I haven't been out and bought myself a new fruit shirt recently. I need to go and buy one. I saw one the other night. It was, who got that one with birds all over it the other night? I thought that was a really nice looking shirt. What was it? Whose girl's blouse was it? Wife's telling me it was a girl's blouse I was looking at, apparently. Got birds all over it. It was very. I'll have to see whether I can get one. Who the hell was it? It was in something. It wasn't Killing Eve, was it? No, it was in something we were watching on the telly. Right, question number 9. Who was an American astronaut who, in 1961, became the first American to travel into space and in 1971 walked on the moon? So who was an American astronaut who, in 1961, became the first American to travel into space and in 1971 walked on the moon? I don't know whether he's still alive, actually. I don't think he is, but he might be. What tits? No, it had robins and blackbirds on it, as far as I know. First name or surname? You need both. Yeah, both. I'll take the surname for half a point, but it won't give you the connection because you need the first letter of the first name. Yes, both names, please, everybody. Both names. If you know one of his names, you'll know the other one, I gather. Yes, tits do like coconut. Oh dear. I still can't think what programme it was on. What were we watching? I thought, that's a shirt. I need one of those. But apparently it was a Wales I was looking at. Never mind. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Some rom-com film we were watching. That's what it was. Can't remember. We went into space with wee in his boots. Oh, did he? Blimey, that's a little known fact. Right then, and finally, question number 10, if you haven't worked it out already. The first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which famous house, which is the second most visited house in the USA after the White House. So the first letters of the first words in the previous 9 answers can be arranged to spell the name of which famous house, which is the second most visited house in the USA after the White House. Remember, that's a 9-letter answer, a 9-letter answer. Look at it carefully, you'll figure that one out straight away. So Nicky Bowers, I like coconuts. He went into space with wee in his boots. Did he really, Martin? What about the first Welsh astronaut? Have we had one from Wales yet? I don't know. What to do? Right then, I will give you a second because you need to work that one backwards. Hopefully you can work the house out, a famous house in the United States, and from there you can work out all your previous 9 answers that I was after. Remember, it's the first letter of each of those answers. If you rearrange them, you will end up with that famous house. Right then, my daughter will just replenish my glass. That's very good. Thank you, my darling. Thank you. Yes, she says somebody has to look after me. So my wife sat down doing the quiz after trying to poison me at tea time, but never mind. That's probably why my nose has gone red, Carol. The chilies, that's what it was at tea time. Blame the wife. Not that I'm not used to chilies, but Martin Davis, he was kept on the launch pad for too long due to technical problems. I remember once being kept on the runway for technical problems. And I think we'd been into Witherspoons at Birmingham Airport. I don't know where we were. Maybe it wasn't Birmingham Airport. Maybe it was Manchester Airport. And I'd had about 4 or 5 pints of whatever it was, Squittets Old Illegible. And by the time I got on the plane, I was desperate to go to the toilet. 10 minutes after being on the plane, I was even more desperate. By the time we took off, which was nearly half an hour later, I actually, as soon as the plane actually left the ground, I was up to the toilet, and the stewardess was telling me to sit down. You can't get up. You can't get up. She was still strapped in. But when you got to go, you got to go. Can't wee in your boots. Well, I suppose you can if you're an astronaut. There you go. It must have been a bit uncomfortable when he was going around with wee in his boots for the next whatever. Right then, here we go. Are we ready for some answers to round number 3? If we had long enough, does any team want a bit more time to work anything out? Quickly go on the chat if you think you need just another 30 seconds or what. No, came the answer. Right, here we go then. 10 questions, general knowledge. We started off. More time, please, said Stuart. Okay, 30 seconds is fine. A little bit more time. I think once you've got the house, then you can start to work them backwards. See which ones you've got missing. I'm gonna have to see whether I can come up with some dafter questions for Sunday. I normally have a little bit more time on a Sunday. It's probably because I've got 4 days instead of 3 days to do the quiz between, but never mind. Blimey, it's 26 degrees in here now. I'm going to have to put the air conditioning back on in a minute. This is no good. It's getting dark, I better make sure. Better see whether there's any power coming from my roof. I expect it all disappeared by now. Right. Right, we're ready. Sorry. Here we go then. In the Disney film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, who's the only dwarf to have a name that isn't an adjective? That's Doc, apparently. Number 2, owned by Chaz and Charity Dingle, it was Woolpack appears in Emmerdale. Number 3, Miss Piggy's surname is Peggy Lee. Peggy Lee. Miss Piggy. Sorry, Miss Piggy's surname. As in Peggy Lee surname. Yeah, all right. Number 4, the flag that's made with the most colours in Europe is Croatia's flag. Apparently, Croatia's flag. Number 5, how many letters does a contestant choose in standard letters round? That's 9. Number 6, what letter ends more words on the NATO phonetic alphabet than any other? That's the letter A. Number 7, an Abyssinian wide-haired tripound, I got it right that time, was called Nasher, as in Dennis the Menace. Nasher, spelt with a G, of course. Number 8, Transylvania, historic region of Romania. Number 9, it was Alan Shepard that went into space and walked on the moon. And finally, if you rearrange those 9 letters, you ended up with the second most visited house in the USA, which is better known as Graceland. Graceland. Elvis Presley. It might be, Keith, I don't know. Phonetic alphabet answer might be suspect. I haven't actually checked it, but I'll have to write them all down and see. Right, let's have some answers in anyway, and we'll see how we've all fared. If there are any incorrect ones there, I will see. So we've got Leslie Barrett with 26, Chris Peake with 32. We got Ruth Foster, Spoonfish and the Greys on 33, Mike Yates on 24, Famous Fiver on 32. We've got Sarah on 31, we've got Don Quixote on 33, we've got Harry Cage, Julian, Ian on 30, we've got Leslie Barrett on 26, Graham Gifford on 29. Michelle Gibbons on 32 and a half. We've got Richard Potter on 30 and a half. We've got Pennington's on 28. We've got Andy Pugh on 31. Here, oh God, it's gone off the page again. We've got Helen and Steve Valentine on 27. Mick Roberts on 24. Stuart Caldwell 29. PRS on fantastic 31 points. Andrew Lewis on 29. We got the Booby Prize Girls on 27. Andrew Picker on 32. Nikki Bowers on 24. We have Ian Miller on 30. We've got Carol Jackson Home Alone on 30 and a half. Brian Farmer on 30 and a half. Roger Griffiths on 25. Martin Davis on 30. Footy Fox on 27. Alex Brown on 24. We've got Jennifer Graham on 30. That's a good score. Mark Gannerton on 26. We've got Harry Farndon and Steve on 30. We've got Marion on 32. Ian Sharrett's on a 6. What's that? Oh, I don't know what that is. Never mind. Keith, Live and Let Die on 30. Pick a Mix on 30. We got the Matrons Boys on 31. And Ian Miller on your own, Alex. Oh, right, okay. Right then, we got some great scores there. 32, 33, I think, at the moment is a winning score. So 33 to beat at the moment. So that's Spoonfish and the Greys with Ruth Foster on 33. Very good score. Famous Five on 32. And so on and so forth. We've got a couple of teams on 32. PRS on 31. Andrew Picker on 32. Patrons Boys are also on 30 something or other. Right then, round number, where have we got to? Oh, round number 4 is on travel. Travel. Now then, yeah, this is an interesting one. I just picked this one out because none of us can travel at the moment. I was just thinking, where the hell am I going to go on holiday next year or wherever else? But never mind. What parts of the world we're going to visit next? Anyway, question number 1, somewhere I have been, and quite a lot of you will have been. So question number 1, are we ready? Based on and named after a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen, what is the name of the statue on Copenhagen's waterfront that is one of the city's most visited tourist attractions? So based on and named after a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen, what is the name of the statue on Copenhagen's waterfront that is one of the city's most visited tourist attractions? I don't know how many times it's been vandalised, but it has been about 4 times, to my knowledge. Last time we were there, we didn't vandalise it, obviously. Damn. Carol's got me going about my nose now. It's itching all of a sudden. I've got itchy nose syndrome. What's that called? Is that catching? What? Somebody going to make you what? Somebody's going to make you mad, apparently, if you've got an itchy nose. Oh, right. So no silly comments about it on the side, right-hand side there. Question. Well, obviously, if I was in natural light, it wouldn't be the same colour. I think it's the lighting that's a bit of a problem. Question number 2. In 1946, the Viet Minh government, later to become the government of North Vietnam, introduced what currency? It replaced the French Indo-Chinese piastre. So in 1946, the Viet Minh government, later to become the government of North Vietnam, introduced what currency? It replaced the French Indonesian piastre. Of course, if you've been to Vietnam, that's an easy one for you. Even if they're notes, you get them mixed up quite easily. Ridiculous. Question number 3, 1 or 2 of you might have been here, or a lot of you might have been here. The world's tallest indoor waterfall recently opened in Changi Airport. Currently rated the world's best airport, in which Asian country situated close to the equator would you find it? So question 3 again, the world's tallest indoor waterfall recently opened in Changi Airport. Currently rated the world's best airport, in which Asian country situated close to the equator would you find it? I haven't been there for 50 years. All right, 45 years. And it's probably not the same name of the airport anyway. It would have been called something else when I was there. But never mind. In fact, it was probably just a blooming... Right. Question number 4. Home to the cathedral with the tallest spire in the United Kingdom, which city has topped the Sunday Times latest annual list of the best places to live in the United Kingdom? So home to the cathedral with the tallest spire in the United Kingdom, which city has topped the Sunday Times latest annual list of the best places to live in the United Kingdom? If any help, it's not Cambridge or Norwich. Question number 5 is a little bit more up to date. Carol will like this one. Question number 5. What film tells the story of the daughter of a chief of a Polynesian village who is chosen by the ocean itself to reunite a mystical relic with the goddess Tefiti? So what film tells the story of the daughter of a chief of a Polynesian village who is chosen by the ocean itself to reunite a mystical relic with the goddess Tefiti? Good film, that, wasn't it, Luke? Oh, you didn't like it? No, I think I watched that on a plane, actually. Question number 6 is for all you bird lovers, bird watchers, ornithologists, whatever you want to call yourselves. In which country would you find budgies in the wild, where they've apparently existed for over 5 million years? So in which country would you find budgies in the wild, where they've apparently existed for over 5 million years? Now, I know they do exist in most countries, mostly in cages. These are wild budgies. If you've ever seen wild budgies, they're particularly nasty. So we're looking for the country where you would find budgies in the wild, where apparently they have lived for over 5 million years. They've existed there for 5 million years. Question number 7 is a place I'd like to go. What is the largest religious monument in the world? Originally constructed as a Hindu temple dedicated to the god Vishnu, it was gradually transformed into a Buddhist temple towards the end of the 12th century. So question 7 again, this is for all you travellers. What is the largest religious monument in the world? Originally constructed as a Hindu temple dedicated to the god Vishnu, it was gradually transformed into a Buddhist temple towards the end of the 12th century. It's an interesting question. Only if you know the answer, of course. Just as an aside, have any of you lot been to Japan? I know Robin's been to Japan, but it's a place that I was looking at going to, and I fancy going to Japan, but I don't know if anybody else has been there. Besides the fact that we can't speak the language, you can't understand most things, can't read the signs, you probably don't know. Food might be a bit dodgy, and what's that? Question number 8. Here we go. Question number 8. The ocean-going QE2, built for the Cunard line, is now enjoying a second career as a hotel. In which Middle Eastern city is it docked? So question 8 again. The ocean-going QE2, built for Cunard line, is now enjoying a second career as a hotel. But in which Middle Eastern city is it docked? Jackie's saying my daughter lived there for a while. She loved it. Do you know where she lived, Jackie? Not that it makes any difference, I suppose, but it'd be interesting. No, that was about my Japanese thing. Question number 9, straightforward. Phineas Fogg famously circumnavigated the globe in 80 days after accepting a wager from his friends at the Reform Club. But what was the name of this faithful manservant who travelled with him? So question 9 again. Phineas Fogg famously circumnavigated the globe in 80 days after accepting a wager from his friends at the Reform Club. But what was the name of his faithful manservant who travelled with him? Hitachi City on the northeast coast. Is that on the main island, I presume? Tokyo Island, whatever. The Honshu, isn't it? And finally, in this tricky travel round, here we go. Question number 10. Jerome K. Jerome's Three Men in a Boat is a Victorian comedy classic about a group of friends on a 2-week boating holiday. Which well-known London attraction does one of them get lost in? I'll give you the choice. Is it the Tower of London, Hampton Court Maze, or Piccadilly Circus? So Jerome K. Jerome's Three Men in a Boat is a Victorian comedy classic about a group of friends on a 2-week boating holiday. Which well-known London attraction does one of them get lost in? I'll give you the choice. Was it the Tower of London, Hampton Court Maze, or Piccadilly Circus? It's a pretty straightforward question, that one. Yeah, he said knowingly. Right, do we need any repeats at all? They're all down in the chat column on the right-hand side. Round 4, question 10's just popped up. Oh, that's why she left. Yes, near the tsunami heat. That's why she left. Saga questions making a return. Yes, plenty of good old saga questions. That's what we like to see. My quiz is designed for people of obviously a certain age. Saga question. Well, there was a sport round actually, Keith, but I took it out. It seemed a bit too sporty to me. But never mind. I might ask you one or two of those questions tomorrow. No, we did have Moana. Oh! Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. Right then, everybody. I think that was a pretty straightforward round, really. So we don't need time to work stuff out, so I will answer. I'll read those out pretty straight. I'll get my coat. Good. You're all right. There's no sport round, Hillary. Don't worry about it. Right then, travel round. Here we go then. Question number one, based on the name of the fairy tale, was the name of the statue in Copenhagen's waterfront. That was called the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid. Question number two, Viet Minh government, later to become known as the North Vietnam, introduced what currency? That was the dong. The dong, D-O-N-G, which is still in use today. Number three, the world's tallest indoor waterfall, recently opened in Changi Airport. Currently rated the world's best airport. It's in Singapore, which is right next to the equator, or firstly on the equator. Number four, home to the cathedral with the tallest spire in the UK. That's Salisbury, that topped the list for the best places to stay in the UK. Number five, the film I wanted was Moana. Well done if you got that. Number six, in which country would you find budgies in the wild? That's Australia. Australia is probably the only place it could be, really. Number seven, what's the largest religious monument in the world? That's Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat, which is in Cambodia, of course. Number eight, the ocean-going QE2, built for the Cunard Line, is now enjoying a second career as a hotel. It's docked in the city of Dubai. Dubai, well done if you got that. Number nine, Phineas Fogg's friend, of course, and faithful manservant was called Passepartout. And finally, number 10, after his boating, 2 weeks boating, he got lost in Hampton Court Maze. Where else are you going to get lost? Hampton Court Maze. So well done. 4 out of 4 guesses right. Brilliant. Well, if you can guess right, you can win the quiz. There's no problem with that at all. So let's see how you fared after round number 4 before we go into round number 5, which is a dead easy round. Round 5, dead easy. So let's have some scores and see how we're doing. Japan's food is excellent. Fanatical about hygiene, and the bullet trains are unbelievable. Wow. I have to say, I mean, travelling on Eurostar was, well, the TGV, I thought their trains were pretty good, I have to say. But right, here we go. Sorry, we've got, let's have a look. We've got Grant Gifford from Cambridge on 39. We've got the famous 5 on 41. We've got Sarah on 36. We've got Marianne on 42. We've got Don Quizzoda 41. Michelle Gibbons 41 and a half. Jennifer Graham 39. We've got Andrew Picker on 42. Just lost everybody. Never mind. We've got Roger Griffiths on 31. Hilary Farndon and Steve on 39. Chris Peake on 40. Anthony Pugh on 40. Richard Potter 37 and a half. Mick Roberts 34. We've got Spoonfish and the Greys on 39. We've got Ian Miller 36. Bombed out on that one. We've got PRS on 41. That's a good score. We've got Home Alone on 37 and a half points. Helen Steve Valentine on 34. Martin Davis on 37. Mike Yates 31. We've got Andrew Lewis on 37, tying at the moment with Martin Davis. Oh, this could be a tricky one, but never mind. We've got Jackie Skip on 33. We've got Nicky Bowers on 32. Stuart Goldwyn on 34. Quizzy Rascals on 42 points. Karen Pennington's on 36 from all the way from Blackpool. We've got Harry Cage, Julian Ian on 37. And we've got Pick a Mix on 39. And we've got Alex Brown on 32. We've got Mark Ganderson 34. We got Footy Fox 86 on 32. Leisure Barrett on 36. We've got Liverlet Dies 36. We've got the Matrons Boys on 41. Farmers Old and New on 38 and a half points. Very good there. Very good indeed. Some great scores in. So at the moment, I think a 42 with Andrew Picker, and we've got, have we got any other 42s there? I don't know. 41 from the famous 5, 42 from Marion. We've got a 41.5 from Misha. We've got an Andrew on 42. Chris Speaks on 40. Anthony Pugh's on 40. Garrison on 41. We're very, very close. So we've got a lot within 2 or 3 points of each other, all within striking distance. Round number 6 is always the trickiest round. So let's crack on with round number 5. Are we ready? Anybody else bringing scores in? Alex is 43 apparently, has he? Me, but Alex is 43, so I didn't see that one. Never mind. Apparently Alex has got 43 somewhere. Right then, here we go then. Round number 5. The last 3 letters of answer 1 are the first 3 letters of answer number 2. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. You take the last 3 letters of your answer. They're all one-word answers as far as I know. Yes, they're all one-word answers. Take the last 3 letters of answer number 1, and it gives you the first 3 letters of answer number 2. What could be easier than that? So question number 1, a sport question. This is one for Martin Davis, as he enjoys sport questions. Not. What is the Christian name of the famous Welshman who won the 2018 Tour de France? So what is the Christian name of the famous Welshman who won the 2018 Tour de France? No, sorry, Stuart. What's he put at the bottom? Hang on. Get to the bottom here. Can you wish team member of Don Quixote, Alice? Oh, yes, I will. Stuart and Don Quixote team, big happy birthday to Alison. Apparently it's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Alison, from All In Rugby and from the Victoria Wren and the Atomic Brewery. So, and everybody else that's playing the quiz tonight. So a big happy birthday to you, Alison. I hope you've had a good day. God knows why they got you playing a quiz on your birthday, but never mind. Right, take the last 3 letters of his Christian name, and it is the first 3 letters of this answer, which you can't go far wrong with this. What name is often used to describe a student or trainee who works sometimes without pay in order to gain work experience or satisfy requirements for a qualification? What could be easier than that? So what name is often used to describe a student or trainee who works sometimes without pay in order to gain work experience or satisfy requirements for a qualification? That's amazing. I know that one. You see, you do know sports answers, you see, Martin. Amazingly, I know that one. Who's that? Nick, I spoke to Frank and Derek from the press gang, just to let you know they're both doing excellent. Oh, great. Well, we need to get them online, really, but that could be tricky. They're a bit dinosaurish when it comes to technology, isn't it, Fly? We'll have to see. If you see them again, just see whether we can get them logged in, because they'd love it. I used to love the Wednesday night quizzes. Right, take the last 3 letters of that one word, and it is the first 3 letters of this, which is pretty straightforward. Born in 1899, what was the Christian name of the author who wrote A Farewell to Arms and For Whom the Bell Tolls? So born in 1899, what was the Christian name of the author who wrote A Farewell to Arms and For Whom the Bell Tolls? Come on, lads, you should have that straight down. Or are you waiting for what? Oh, yes, did mention we were on here. We'll see what I can do. Yeah, I think the problem with the boys is the fact their technology is not really very much up to date, is it? I don't know. They might be into it. They might well be. I don't know. It's a bit unfair, I know, because there's lots of people actually that have embraced technology. There's still 1 or 2. I mean, there's 1 or 2 of our quiz team that are still working off steam-powered So yeah, brick phones. Right then, question number 4. This is one that Keith will love. He'll love this one. Question number 4. What is the 17th book of the Old Testament? It is also the first name of the celebrity founder of the charity, the Silver Line. So what is the 17th book of the Old Testament? It is also the first name of the celebrity founder of the charity, the Silver Line. To mention I had a phone call off him, the other day, Robin. It's after some money for the Scouts again. Oh dear, I told him we'd been close for 3 months, but no more to. Right, take the last 3 letters of that one-word answer, and it should be the first 3 letters of this one. Question number 5. Who was the king of Judea who, according to the New Testament, ordered the death of all children under the age of 2 in Bethlehem? He wasn't a very nice person. So who was the king of Judea who, according to the New Testament, ordered the death of all children under the age of 2 in Bethlehem? Nasty bit of work he was. Whew. You'd have to go and hide your baby, wouldn't you, somewhere? Right then, we've had 2 biblical questions, one after the other. My mate Keith will love that, but never mind. Right, take the last 3 letters of that well-known person, and it's the first of 3 letters of this answer. Question number 6. The coypu, the beaver, and the prairie dog all belong to which family of animals? And it's just the singular I'm after. So the coypu, the beaver, and the prairie dog all belong to which family of animals? Ooh. Oh, shit. Again, take the last 3 letters of your answer to number 6, and it should be the first 3 letters of question number 7. All you scientists, a branch of zoology. What specific name is given to a scientist who specialises in the study of insects? Pretty straightforward if you know that one. So a branch of zoology. What specific name is given to a scientist who specialises in the study of insects? So again, take the last 3 letters of that one-word answer. And it will be the first 3 letters of this question, or the answer to this question. Question number 8. What name is given to a narrow strip of land with sea on either side, forming a link between 2 larger areas of land? So what name is given to a narrow strip of land with sea on either side, forming a link between 2 larger areas of land? One-word answer, and it starts with the first 3 letters of the last answer. Ooh. How are we all doing anyway? All right. I expect you're getting a bit bored now. I've been 1 hour 30 doing all this business, but never mind. Right, then question number 9, just to keep going. Mysophobia. Do I need to go any further? Mysophobia is the name given to the morbid fear of what natural food stuff? So mysophobia is the name given to the morbid fear of what natural food stuff? I hope you got that one, Lydia. Ha! And again, that's singular. The answer is singular to that. Don't put a plural down. And finally, question number 10. Not that I've been there, but I want to go there, but I've never been there. And I'm sure a few of you will have been there. What name is given to a type of band especially associated with the beer halls of Bavaria? So what name is given to a type of band especially associated with the beer halls of Bavaria? So remember, your previous answer, take the last 3 letters as the first 3 letters of that band. Right then, providing you didn't get lost in that round, you should be all right. So do remember the last 3 letters of each answer are the first 3 letters of your next answer. Love this round. Oh, well done, Carol. Does that mean you got 10 out of 10 then? Or was it very tricky? If you started off with the famous Welshman, you must have got that. No? His first name? I don't know whether you're being sarcastic or not. Carol's put it off the plot, so it's got to be good, surely. Oh, Martin Davis enjoyed that round as well, you think? So now, does that mean people are actually enjoying it? I don't know. We'll see. Lydia, my glass is empty. Yes. Guessing answers before the question. Now, that's really takes some doing. Well done. I like that. Yeah, that's always the best way of doing it, isn't it? If you can guess the answer before it is the question's even asked. Yes. Well, I'll see whether I can do another 3-letter rhyming or 3-letter what's it round if people actually enjoyed it. Oh, well. Right, do we need much time then, or are we happy to do some marking? Thank you. Yes, rolled R as well. That's interesting, that is. Yeah. Do you know, Barry, I hadn't thought of that one. That would have been a good answer for that one, but never mind. Right then, here we go then. This is the answers to round number 5. I think we've all had long enough on that one. The Christian name of the famous Welshman who won the Tour de France was Geraint. Geraint. That is spelled G-E-R-A-I-N-T. That gave you the I-N-T for an intern. An intern, that person. A trainee who works without pay sometimes. That gave you the E-R-N for Ernest, as in Ernest Hemingway, for the novels A Fair Way to Arms and For Whom the Bell Tolls. I gave you the EST for that book of the Bible, Esther. It also gave you the celebrity Esther Ranson, of course, who founded the charity Silverline. That gave you the H-E-R for Herod, the king of Judea, who ordered the death of all children under the age of 2. That gave you the R-O-D, of course, for a rodent. Those types of animals. I didn't know that apparently the prairie dog is a rodent, but it is. That gave you the E-N-T for an entomologist, which in turn gave you an I-S-T for an isthmus. An isthmus. Say that when you've had a few beers. That in turn gave you the M-U-S, mysophobia. It's the fear of mushrooms. Mushrooms. But I only wanted the singular, which meant mushroom. That gave you the O-O-M, which was a bit tricky. That type of band is an umpire band. An umpire band. That's spelled W-O-M-P-A-H. P-A-H even. So well done. Right then, let's have some scores in Fairford after that round. We had Geraint, intern, Ernest, Esther, Herod, rodent, entomologist, isthmus, mushroom, and umpire. Right, let's see how you've all fared after that round. Before going to the last round to sort out who's won or lost tonight. So, Home Alone are on 47.5 points. We've got Steve Farnell on 49. We've got Ruth Foster Spoonfish at the Gaze on 49. Sarah's on 46. We've got Michelle 51.5. Great score. Craig Gifford on 47. Marion's on 52. There's Leslie Barrett, 41, 45. We've got Roger Griffiths, 41. Don Quixote, 51. Stuart Goldwell, 49. Jennifer Graham on 49 there. Chris Beak on 50. Andrew Lewis, 47. John Rourke, Famous 5 on 51. Mike Yates is on 41. Quizzy Rascals on 52. Anthony Hughes on 50. Andrew Picker on 52. PRS are on 51. We've got Nick Roberts on 44. Brian Farmer's Old and New on 48.5. Helen and Steve Valentine on 53. Marlon Davis on 47. Nicky Bowers on 42. Ian Miller on 43. We've got Harry Cage and the gang on 46. Chris Meads, Matron's Boys on 51. Jackie Skip on 41. We've got, what else we got? Booby Prize Girls are on 41. Mark Gavin's on 43. Richard Potter's on 47.5. Foxy for 86 on 40. Keith Abbas, Liver Let Die on 46. Alex Brown on 42. Pick a Mixer on 47. Good score there. Crashed and Burned there. Karen on 43 points. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Never mind. It's not easy if you don't have the answers. As simple as that. So we have, let's have a look in the 50s. We've got, up in the 50s, we've got Matron's Boys on 51. We have PRS on 51. We've got Anthony Pugh on 50. We've got Andrew Picker on 52. We've got the Quizzy Reptiles, 52. Famous 5 on 51. We've got Chris Beak on 50. Don Quixote on 51. We've got Marion on 52. We've got Michelle Gibbons on 51.5. So they're all the teams in the 50s. So there's only half a point separating the top probably 8 teams. Right, last round tonight is just some tricky, basic general trivia. Nothing, there's 1 or 2 catch ones, but nothing. This might just sort 1 or 2 out, but we'll see. Right, all down to the last round. So Andrew Lewis, you're on 47. I didn't see what your opponents were on tonight, but never mind. Oh, the Famous 5 on 51. Yes, I think I've read all those out. Right then, here we go then. Last round, eyes down, look in. The triangular shape of which mountain in the Alps is commonly believed to have given Theodore Tobler the inspiration for the shape of the Toblerone chocolate bar? So question 1, the triangular shape of which mountain in the Alps is commonly believed to have given Theodore Tobler the inspiration for the shape of the Toblerone chocolate bar? There's not many mountains in the Alps you can name, I'm sure. Although 1 or 2 of you will probably be able to name more than 10. Not sure as I could. Question number 2. In what decade of the 20th century did ITV, then known as Associated Rediffusion, first start broadcasting? So in what decade of the 20th century did ITV, then known as Associated Rediffusion, first start broadcasting? Oh dear, things are sounding lovely. Popping up on my computer. Mount Triangle. It could have been Mount Triangle, you never know. What's that? No, we haven't had any swear. Well, a little bit, but not too much. Question number 3. It's an interesting one. Which country, mainland Europe, has a land area of over 16,000 square miles, but has no location which is further than 32 miles from the coast? So question 3, again, which country in mainland Europe has a land area of over 16,000 square miles, but has no location that is further than 32 miles from the coast? That's a stupid trivia question, isn't it? You could have a guess at that one, but I suppose it's got to be a long, thin country or something. I don't know. Question number 4 for all you Womble fans. What is the first word that is sung in the theme tune to the children's TV series, The Wombles? So what is the first word that is sung in the theme tune to the children's TV series, The Wombles? I'm sure you all knew that one. Might be a bit of a saga question, but the Wombles probably go back. How many years did Wombles go back? 30 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. They got in the charts, I think, the Wombles, didn't they? Can anybody tell me what position they got to in the charts, the Wombles? Tried 45. Maybe. Oh, 45 years, sorry, yeah, for the series. Well, it might be, maybe. I don't know. Right, question number 5 in this last round. If the Germans know the day as Sonntag, how is the same day known as in the French language? So if the Germans know the day as Sonntag, how is the same day known as in the French language? Well, it never got to number 1, did it? No, it was 2 people. She potted 10 hits. They were on Eurovision in 74. Dear God. Oh, well, I wonder we know. Surprisingly, that's why we haven't won anything with donkey's ears, isn't it? But never mind. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So did we all get question number 5? Round 6, question number 5. On the right-hand side there, Lydia's put it in the chat column for you to look at. Question number 6 is a little bit tricky. No diving for your Googling this one. Just write down the first thing that comes in your mind. So what traditional wedding anniversary would you be celebrating when you reached your emerald? So what traditional wedding anniversary would you be celebrating when you reached your emerald? Oh, they were great though, weren't they, the Wombles? I mean, who'd be without the Wombles, you know? We did have a question. I know Simon Carter, what's his name? Is it Simon? Simon Carter. He did a quiz at the, and I think we had to name all the 9, where it was. I don't know whether it was the 9 Wombles or it was the countries or the cities that they came from. Blimey, and there were some strange places that you never heard of, but never mind. I know there was one at my quiz at Tomsk, apparently in Russia. That I think Robin Miller got that one. Didn't know the Cairngorms. That was an interesting one, and somewhere down in Australia, but never mind. White Pat 5 for bankruptcy. Well, this has started a bit of a storm, hasn't it? About the Wombles, but never mind. Right, question number 7. Also the name of a programming language and home to over 140 million people. Which island of Indonesia is the most populated island in the world? So also the name of a programming language and home to over 140 million people. Which island of Indonesia is the most populated island in the world? Yeah, the pub at Newton, that's right. Yeah, what was it? It's the Stag and Pheasant, wasn't it? Newton. Cy Carter did the quiz there and he asked for, I think it was a Wombles round or something. He asked for all the locations of all the Wombles. It was one of those you do while he's going out for a fag, you know what it's like, something like that. Going out for a beer break or something, hands out and says, name all the places that Wombles come from. Good Lord. Never mind. We didn't do too bad as I recall, but never mind. Got to be a Womble fan to know all those, haven't you? Right then, question number 8, talking of fans. Beatrix Potter. Here we go. What type of animal is the title character in the Beatrix Potter novel, The Tale of Timmy Tiptoes? There's a good one. I was trying to find one about the duck, but it was too obvious, so I'm giving you this one. So what type of animal is the title character in the Beatrix Potter novel, The Tale of Timmy Tiptoes? Not easy, that one, sorry. That might sort a few out, but we'll see. No cheating. Just make sure you put down the answer you think it is. She had lots of characters, most of which have ended up on back of 50p pieces. Question number 9 is a good old sports question. Just for Martin Davis and Keith. Martin Davis because he hates sports. Keith because he loves sports. Here we go. Who has been the only driver other than Lewis Hamilton to win the Formula One World Drivers' Championship between 2014 and 2019? So who has been the only driver other than Lewis Hamilton to win the Formula One World Drivers' Championship between 2014 and 2019? That's a tricky one. Yeah, who cares? I know. Yeah, I can see that. Who cares? Well, you can say that about most quiz questions, couldn't you? See if it's the same though. You know, general knowledge is one of those stupid things, you know. This one might suit you better, Sif. Here we go then. Question number 10. This is the final question of the evening. This might make all the difference. So just put your first answer down and don't worry too much if it's right or wrong, but let's see who knows this. Which of the following is a real Charles Dickens character? I'll give you the choice. Is it Julius Van, Jarvis Lorry, or Jeremiah Buss? There's a good one, isn't it? So which of the following is a real Charles Dickens character? I'll give you the choice. Is it Julius Van, Jarvis Lorry, or Jeremiah Buss? Yeah, he came up with some crackers, actually. I was looking at, what was that one? Mr. Choke'em or something. One of his characters was a teacher called Mr. Choke'em, which was brilliant. But he's come up with. Right then, everybody, I'm going to give you just 30 seconds. You don't need much longer than that, because they're the kind of things you either know or you don't. Simple as that. I hate that though at the quizzes when they say that. You either know or you don't. Well, sometimes you need to work them out, don't you? So I will give you a minute to work them out. I hope you've all enjoyed the quiz tonight. Obviously, Sunday night's quiz will be at the same time, 8 o'clock. For anybody that's new to the quiz or taking part, do feel free to join into the chat on the right-hand side. Some people are still struggling to get the chat up, you know, and I don't quite know where they're going wrong, but never mind. I've looked hard, long and hard. It depends what device I think you're looking on as well, whether you can get the chat up on the right-hand side. Sometimes if you're in full screen mode, you won't get the chat up because you just get me on the screen, which probably you don't want to see. Right then, here we go. Here are the answers to the previous 10. We had long enough, Andrew. Yep. We had long enough, everybody. Anybody want any more time? Do feel free. Right, here we go then. Question 1. A triangular shape of which mountain in the Alps is commonly believed to have given Theodore Tobler the inspiration for Toblerone chocolate bar? That was the Matterhorn. The Matterhorn. Number 2, in what decade of the 20th century did ITV, then known as Associated Rediffusion, first start broadcasting? That was the 1950s. It was, in fact, 1955. Well done if you got that. Question number 3 was tricky. In which country in mainland Europe has a land area of over 16,000 square miles, but has no location that's further than 32 miles from the coast? That's Denmark. Denmark. So well done if you got that. That was tricky. Number 4, first word that's sung in the theme tune to the children's TV series The Wombles, of course, is underground. Underground, overground, wombling free. The Wombles of Wimbledon. Sorry. Come on, are we? Yes, okay. Question number 5. If the Germans know the day of Sonntag, how is the same day known as in the French language? That's dimanche, dimanche. Number 6. What traditional wedding anniversary would you be celebrating if you reached your emerald? That's 55 years of marriage. Dear God, I can't imagine that, but never mind. Well, yeah, I'm nearly at my ruby. Next year, isn't it, my darling? Yes. I don't know how she's put up with me for 40 years, but never mind. Question number 7. Also the name of the programming language and home to 140 million people. I was after Java, of course. Java. Number 8. Timmy Tiptoes was in fact a squirrel. A squirrel. Beatrix Potter novel. Timmy Tiptoes was a squirrel. Number 9, who was the only driver other than Lewis Hamilton, but he disappeared very quickly. It was Nico Rosberg, of course, also driving for McLaren. Not McLaren, he was driving for Mercedes, sorry. Dear God. And finally, number 10, which of the following is the real Charles Dickens character? I gave you the choice. Was it Julius Van, Jarvis Lorry, or what did I put? Jeremiah Buss. It was, in fact, Jarvis Lorry. Jarvis Lorry, well done if you got that. And he, just in case you didn't know, and I'm sure you did, he was from Tale of Two Cities. Tale of Two Cities. Jarvis Lorry appeared. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in. I'm expecting, let's have a look, 62 maybe the winning score tonight. So maybe 61, 60, 59. If you got somewhere near there, you've been doing pretty good. So we've got Mike Yates on 46. Richard Porrer on 53.5. We've got Helen and Steve Valentine on 53. Sarah's on 51. Well played, Sarah. We've got Steve Farden. Well played, you on 55. We've got Marion on 58. Well, that ruined the evening. Sorry, Marion. Roger Griffiths on 47. Don Quixote, 58. Andrew Picker with a 59. Graham Gifford on 52. Utter Rubbish on 51. No, that's Rufus, 56. Chris Peake, 56. We've got Mike Roberts on 49, Ian Miller, 49, Crashton Bird on 51, Stuart Cobb on 49. We've got Andrew Lewis on 49. We've got the Grounds on 46, Alex Brown 47, Footy Fox on 44, the famous 5, 56 points. Michelle Gribbons, 57.5. Brilliant quiz again. I like that one. when you're in the lead. We've got to, wait a minute, where have we got to? We've got Anthony Pugh on 55. Disaster. Oh, no. Brian Farmer, old and new, on 54.5. We've got Keith Harris, Liver Let Die on 53. We've got PRS on 59 points. That's a cracking score. Mark Garrington on 48. Nicky Bowers on 48. We've got Matron Boys on 60 points. Home Alone on 52.5. We got BB Prize Girls on 46. We have Harry Cage on 53. Pick a Mix on 53 points. We have, no, wait for it, 56 points from Jennifer Graham. We got Karen Pennington Nightmare. What was that last round? Well done, 46. Well done, Matthew and the team. Jennifer Graham, Karen Pennington. Right then, so we have some cracking scores there. We have 160. That's the Matrons Boys on 60 points. PRS are on 59 points. That's a cracking score. We've got Michelle Grimmons with a 57.5 points. They are the top teams tonight. Have we got anybody else in the top 50 points? Oh, we got, of course, Mary on 58 points. And she said, well, that ruined the evening. So she obviously blew a couple in the last round. Unlucky Marion. That's a top 4 finish all the same. So it's still a great position to be in. So thank you all, and I hope to see you all on Sunday evening. We start exactly the same time. Oh, we've also got Don Quixote on 58 points. That's a cracking score. And Andrew Picker. Sorry, I've forgotten Andrew. 59 points. That must put you in second place, I think, or thereabouts. So any teams that 57 upwards, that is fantastic. Well, we've got Ruth Foster with 56. Chris Peake, whack, oops, nightmare on 56. In fact, any scores in 56 and above. Great scores tonight. Thank you all very much for taking part, and hope to see you on Sunday night, where we will have 6 more rounds of ridiculous trivia just to keep you entertained and see what just make your life a bit. Well, I don't know. It could be worse, of course, but never mind. Thank you all anyway. Andrew Lewis, I'd just be interested. Did you meet Martin tonight or not? As you were head to head tonight, I don't know whether you beat him, but see you tomorrow when we now. Oh yes, you've got to do the lawns tomorrow, haven't you, Harry? Yes, great. Cheers, Roy. Thank you. Thanks, Marion. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Matthew. I hope you've enjoyed it tonight. You did very well. Point off the lead. That can't be bad. And whether there's any of those that you could have got, I don't know. Brian Farmer, cheers, Nick. We'll be on the Oakham's Kings again Sunday. The lockdown sold too quickly. Well, it did, yeah. Never mind, providing you enjoy the Oakham's. More sport, less fairy tale questions. Mark Ellison, cheers, Nick and Lydia. Excellent as always. Thanks, Mark. Nice to see you. Hope to see you on Sunday. Il Potato Mustache from $1 store. Can see that from miles away. I'm sure you can. It used to be bigger, though, all the way down here, but never mind. Cheers, all. We'll catch up with you all on Sunday. Thank you very much for taking part. And let's see who the leaderboard is on Sunday night. It's been a very close match tonight. And I hope you all enjoyed it. Right, I'm going to end the stream now. So good night, and thank you very much, everybody. Good night. And yeah, good night, Mike. Thank you very much.